world. Miso from MisoSoupGames.com here. Today marks our third video in our six box journey of trying to unlock more than $769 of value from Six Brothers War booster boxes. This is box number 3, and as a recap for our previous first and second one, we were doing all right. For the first one, we got about $170 CAD worth of value, and then on the second box, we got kind of wrecked and got exactly about $130 CAD. So far, doing a little bit behind average, but I have faith. I believe that Eevee will work out, and we're going to dive right into it. Back to Brothers War. Pretty old set, but honestly really fun to open with all the cool commander cards in it, some draft nostalgia, and it's really undervalued, so you can't really go wrong with that. Right, I'll just put this on the side so it doesn't obstruct our view. Foil curate here. Ichor Wellspring as our retro artifact, and we start off with Mythic Planeswalker, Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. Let's take a look at this. Whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on it, and then for 0 you get to draw a card, and then for -2 you get to make a pretty strong token with vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So I guess it could get pretty oppressive if you can get the second ability off before triggering the first. And then for its ult, it's pretty high. You need to -12, target opponent chooses a permanent they control and turns it to the owner's hand, then they, holy crap, shuffle everything back into their library. So that's pretty much an insta win there. So I guess if you can get that off, even in limited, that'd be really, really strong. And then uncommons, Mishra's Research Desk, Gnawing Vermin, and Static Net, limited all-star right there. And from our previous 2 videos, we realized that some commons and uncommons are worth a little bit more or sell a little bit better, so I'll be pointing those out and putting them aside. For example, Lauren's Escape over there. From what I understand, it's just a really good protection spell with hexproof and indestructible, so kind of nice to play in Commander as a way to protect you guys, or maybe in like the Boros heroic deck in Pioneer, I suppose. Okay, we got a foil rare, Legion to Ashes, really powerful mass removal, especially when there's a lot of tokens that are the same in the set. And we got Precursor Golem as a rare retro artifact. Oh, another rare, Brother's End. This is worth a little bit of money. It's about $5, so that's a nice little hit there. And it could always spike up a little bit more whenever any artifact or low creature or weak creatures in Modern gets too good. Bushwhack, Sushi Guard, and Thopter Mechanic as our uncommons. Okay, I'll put the more valuable ones to this area, I suppose. Nice little full art swamp here. Sigil of Valor as our retro artifact. Steel Seraph. I guess we could call this a Serra Angel at home. It's a pretty good card in limited, and it's somehow worth a little bit of money, a few bucks, so I'll put that down as well. Spotter Thopter, Battery Bearer, Haywire Might. A nice little uncommon again that we'll put aside. It was really good at the time since it was a good clean answer to the One Ring in Modern, and it was fetchable or searchable with Urza Saga, making it extremely flexible. Plus, getting into some life, so it has some utility against aggro too. Honestly, a really flexible and good card. Scrap Ward Cohort. This card was really strong and limited again, since it was 4 mana, 2 bodies, a 3/1 and 1/1, which blocks really well, or is decent for aggro, and you could always bring it back again for some more damage, and to just bring back the token again. So just really good on curve and late game value. better than a lot of the uncommons and rares in the limited environment. Chromatic Star as retro artifact. And we got Soul Partition. I think this is worth about $2. It's an okay removal spell. Yoshin Frontliner, Junkyard Genius, Fall of Krog as uncommons. Recommission, another common that sells a little bit better. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some feedback on these layouts on the video I have here, because I usually like having all the hits laid out for people who aren't as familiar with the set or prices, so they know what the hits are. But I found them a little bit disruptive myself with viewing it, so would really like some viewer feedback on what you would prefer for those. Or I could always just run through the hits at the start of the video too. Power Stone token for Island, Chromatic Star as our retro artifact, and we got an Urza's Command as our rare, Mask of the Jade Crafter, Aeroblast Engineers, and Corrupt. Gix's Caress Foil, Prismatic Talisman, nice little mana rock that heals you. Ooh, we got an Argoth Sanctum of Nature. That's a really cool card. When it enters the battlefield, it's tapped unless you control a legendary green creature, just a regular forest at the start there, but it also has ability where you can make a 2/2 green bear creature, then mill 3 cards while only activating as a sorcery, but that's a really strong card in limited or even in like a mono green commander deck. Just giving you that late game insurance to make as many tokens as you can need, and it even has the ability to meld with meld with Titania to create a really powerful creature there with every keyword under the sun. Wow. Yeah, I think this is a really cool card. Would be really sweet in a commander deck there. Lauren, Disciple of History, Take Flight, and Third Path Iconoclast. Another nice little uncommon that sells a bit better since it has a lot of utility in the Spellslinger decks. And another Lauren's Escape. Soldier. Burnish Heart, nice little ramp for commander. I'll put then the better selling ones here. Perennial Behemoth as our rare. Thopter Architect, Mishra's Research Desk, and Demolition Field as our uncommon. Demolition Field sells a little bit decently since I guess it has applications in commander or sometimes modern too for those I guess mono black can't remember the land that gives you a lot of mana decks. Recommission. Full Art Forest. Ornithopter, the bane of all Boros players in Modern, back when Hammer Time was a thing. Gixian Puppet as our rare. Limited Bomb right there. Mass Production, Yoshin Tactician, and Evangel of Synthesis as our uncommons. Liquid Metal Coating as our retro artifact. Painful Quandary as our rare. Oops. And we got Mass Production, Spotter Thopter, and the Fall of Krog. Yeah, also like Oh, for all my viewers out there, let me know if you still want me to fan through the comments slowly. I usually like to look at everything, but if you just care about the hits, let me know, and that could probably speed up the pace of the videos too. Soul Guide Lantern as our retro artifact, Overtop as our rare, Hulking Metamorph, Giant Cindermaw, and Cradle Clear Cutter. Gaia's Gift, another protection spell that sells pretty decently as a common. Stringleaf Drum, another great card that can be fetched by Urza Saga. Helps fix your mana. Brushland, surprisingly the most expensive dual land from the set. Not too sure why when it's like a Selesnya land. Usually the Dimir, or I guess the black or blue based dual lands do a lot better, but nice little surprise here for all those aggro players out there. Heavyweight Demolisher, Take Flight, Obstinate Belaf. Yeah, this pack's pretty funny. We have 2 of the 3 Urza creatures. Just one more, you can unlock a little Exodia-like effect to really, I guess, pop off in limited. Full Art Plains, Foundry Inspector. Okay, we got a little bit of a hit here. Liberator, Urza's Battle Thopter. Just a nice little artifact creature that you can flash in, and this one's worth about $8. So I'll sleeve that up right now. Nice little mini hit here, like kind of a pattern that we noticed in the set, where there's not as many crazy hits like Shieldred in other sets, but lots of little, I guess, $3 to $8 rares that really add up over time, especially in the retro artifact slots. Agravian Avengers, Cliff Stomper, and Stoneseeker as our uncommons. Blackblade Reforged as our retro artifact, Fauna Shaman, Steel Exemplar, Pyrrhic Blast, Hornstone Seeker. Soldier Token, Suchi Guard as a foil, Ichor Wellspring as our retro artifact, and a full art Llanowar Waste. Looks pretty cool as a full art land. Spectrum Sentinel, Thran Vigil, and Thran Power Suit, which somehow some people want for their commander decks. Soldier Token, Island Full Art, Burnished Hearth, Kayla's Command. As our rare, Spectrum Sentinel, Splitting the Power Stone, and another Haywire Might as our uncommon. Those are always nice to have. Nowhere near worth as much as it used to be though. Like, I remember that approaching almost $5 CAD at its peak. Who knows, maybe if they ever make a crazy artifact again, like in the Final Fantasy set, maybe we'll see it return to being one of the best sideboard cards. Full Art Forest, Psychosis Crawler as our retro artifact rare, Deathbloom Ritualist as our rare, Symmetry Matrix, Third Path Iconoclast, and Involuntary Cooldown. Duress Limited All-Star here again. Oh, we got, wow, that is beautiful. That's a Saheeli Filigree Master Planeswalker foil full art. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely stunning. Not the strongest one, but I'm gonna sleeve that up. Millstone Retro Artifact. Oh, put that other rares. Blast Zone as a rare. That also sells a little bit better since it's removal on a land. Reconstructed Thopter, Mask of the Jade Crafter, and Dreams of Oil and Steel, or Steel and Oil. Another Lawrence Escape. Actually, during the limited format, Energy Refractor was pretty decent too, since you were making so many Power Stones and you can use them to cast creatures, instants, or sorceries. So you could kind of use it as a way to smuggle mana into a usable form for those Power Stones that can only be used to cast artifacts or abilities. And it was two rectangles too, since it drew you a card when it entered the battlefield. So that was kind of nice for the sacrifice parts too. Just generally in Modern Limited, making tons of rectangles is usually a pretty strong thing to do. Veteran Power Blade as a foil. Swift Foot Boots. We always like to see these since it's such a staple in Commander. Super easy to sell. $2 right there. Llanowar Waits. We do like our lands since those are pretty good too. Combat Thresher, Fajal Excavation, and Zephyr Sentinel. About halfway through the box now. Still no major hits, but I have faith that they'll come eventually. Surely it'll all average out towards the end. Plains as our full art. Jalom Tomb. Underground River, that's our first Dimir dual land. Cool. I guess maybe because it does damage to you, it's not as good as other ones that are available. Since Black Blue is less aggressive as a color, the Ocean Descent, Defabricate, and a Go for the Throat. These usually do pretty well too, since it's another Doomblade variant. Force Dryad, one of the rare tokens in the set. Full Art Swamp, Pristine Talisman, and another Kalos command. Lay Down to Arms, Sky Fisher, and Disciples of Gix. Gaia's Gift. Power Stone. Force. Oh, okay, we got a hit. Wurmcoil Engine. That's about $8 or $9 and used to be really strong in the Tron decks in Modern. And it was really, really good when you got it pack one, pick one, and limited, since it fit into any deck and was insanely flexible. You had to deal with it twice with really relevant keywords of Death Touch and Lifelink. Yeah, crazy card in limited. Maybe even the best possible pack one, pick one back in that limited format. Herky, Master Wizard, Recruitment Officer, Hero of the Dunes, and Calamity's Wake. Scrap Trawler as our retro artifact. Hall of Tagsin as our rare. Steel Exemplar, Urza Power Stone, and Full of Knowledge. Oh, Swift Boots, but schematic this time. I think that's really cool. That whole Leonardo da Vinci vibe right there with all his sketches. Pretty beautiful card. We've got a Drafna, founder of Latma again. Yoshin Frontliner, Falaj Excavation, Arms Race. Oh, and then this Archaeologist is selling decently too. If I recall, it's from the Belcher deck currently in Modern. And Bitter Reunion also sells pretty decently too, as a way to give hastes later on. Everywhere Flask Retro Artifact. The Stonebrain, that's a solid like $4 there too as well. It's a nice little pickup. And continuing the theory that there's tons of good $3 to $10 cards in the set. Great Desert Prospector, Gorgling Noiter, and my favorite card, Monastery Swiftspear. Really hoping to get a Horror of Phyrexia or Shield of Argive soon. Those are the top two hits that are actually in the main set. Goblin Firebomb as our foil common, sorry. Ivory Towers are Retro Artifact, and Fateful Handoff. Paracharge, Audacity, and Static Net. Another Bitter Reunion. Fog of War foil, Chromatic Lantern, another I think $4 to $5 there is a quick pickup, and a Gwen Eyes of Gay, also $4 to $5 pickup. Junkard Genius, Battery Bearer, Gruesome Realization. I think we're doing maybe a little bit behind average right now. Still haven't got any crazy hits yet. Hoping we can get at least 2 boxes in all of these 6 boxes. Staff of Domination, that's a mythic retro artifact, and I think it's, let me see if I have the list here. I don't, but I recall it being about $4 to $5 as well. Like it's worth a little something. Hostile Negotiations, Symmetry Matrix, Thran Vigil, and a Go for the Throat. Fateful Handoff, foil rare this time. Astro Cornucopia. That's an interesting card I haven't seen before. Oh wow, that's a triple rare pack. Another Saheeli Filigree Master, but not quite as good looking as the first one we got. Levitating Statue, Owl Animus, and Mishra Excavation Prodigy. Quita Spike as a retro artifact, and we got a mythic Skittering Battalion. Trample Haste for either 9 mana or 3 colorless and 2 red as a prototype, which is just reverse kicker. You can cast it for cheaper, usually with colored mana, if you're okay with a weaker version of the card, because you can see it becomes a 2/2. It has Trample Haste. When it enters the battlefield, you make 2 more copies of it. So 5 mana, 6/6 worth of value, or for 9 mana, you get 12 worth of power and toughness with Trample and Haste to absolutely dominate the end of the game. Slagmore Refinery, Pyrrhic Blast, and Forging the Anchor. Sadly though, for the limited environment back then, I don't think you were getting to 9 mana very often, but 5 mana 6/6 value, still pretty dang good. Especially if you had some way to pump your whole team. Goblin Charbelcher, um, Belcher Modern right here, I guess. Sky Striker Officer, really strong limited card. Skyfisher Spider, Cyber Steel Seeker, and Gnawing Vermin. Gnawing Vermin, not Gnawing. Gaia's Gift. Transmogrant Altar as a foil. Sword of the Meek as our retro artifact. Fade from History. Stone Slag Refinery. Heavyweight Demolisher. Iron Claw Crusher. Another Archaeologist. Bonesaw Retro Artifact. Okay! Portal to Phyrexia, the most expensive card in the main set. It's worth about 30 USD. It costs 9 mana. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent has to sacrifice 3 creatures right away, so already dealing with the board. Then at the beginning of each of your upkeeps, you can put target creature card from any player's graveyard under your control, and it's a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. So kind of a board clear and crazy late game insurance. If you can find some way to cheat this out, this card can absolutely win the game on its own. So yeah, really glad we hit that. Meticulous Excavation, Keeper of the Cadence, and Full of Knowledge. Full Art Forest. Mishra's Bauble, a nice little retro artifact, $1.50, always a good pickup. Phyrexian Dragon Engine, Ashnod's Harvester, Ironclaw Crusher, and Monastery Soothsayer. Wonder if we can get at least one more little hit in this box. Oh, it's too good. Another Portal to Phyrexia foil this time. Beautiful card and very strong if you're able to get that out. Wow, this is a really juice box. That's awesome. Yeah, want to sleeve that up right away. Self-Assembler as our retro. And then Kayla's Reconstruction as our rare. This pack's insane. Combat Thresher, Blanchwood Armor, and Gaia's Courser as our uncommons. Construct Token, Hailstone Retro Artifact, Tokasia Dig Site Mentor, Meticulous Excavation, Transmogrant Altar, and Thopter Mechanic. Nice quick Bitter Reunion. Alright, last pack. Can I have some final luck? Full Art Mountain, Ornithopter. Oh yeah! Urza's Lord Protector. Let me check. This one is worth $8 USD. It's a really good commander for if you're playing a lot of artifacts, instants, or sorceries in your deck, since it gives you a discount on each of them. And then if you somehow have both this Urza and the power or the weak stone and the might stone together, then you can transform it to a really powerful melded planeswalker. So sweet pickup there as well. Let me sleeve that up. Ocean Dissident, Seraph Steel Seeker, and Obliterating Bolt. Another Archaeologist. And another Recommission. Alright, That marks the end of our box 3. Feeling really good about this one. We got 2 Portals to Phyrexia. We have an Urza, the Urza's Battlethopter, tons of good lower end cards together. And I'm hoping that this is one that'll bring back up our average. I'll go tally that up and we'll see how we're doing. Alright, now we're back from tallying up box number 3 in our Brothers War Eevee Adventure. And this box was honestly absolutely insane. We hit not one but 2 Portals to Phyrexias, with one of them being a foil, and quite a few of the smaller hits as well. So in terms of a high level, it was really, really good. So from our Mythics, we got $89 from the 2 Portals to Phyrexias, about $50 from the rares, and still a couple bucks from the uncommons and commons coming from like commander staples like Swiftfoot boots. So in terms of value, that was 151 USD. Multiply that by about 1.25, meaning we got about $190 of value from this box. So a bit more than our expected 180 to help make up for our weaker box number 2. And then just taking a quick look at the actual hits we got, there was the 2 Portals to Phyrexias, Wurmcoil Engine. Again, we actually hit an Urza this time. I guess along with the Urza, we got his Battlethopter too. They decided to come in the same box. And then all these rares that held their weight too. A lot of these being the dual lands. And then there's the Swiftfoot Boots and the Mishra's Bauble that I mentioned. Mishra's Bauble being a decent card in the modern format as well as a Haywire Might. And then we'll just slowly scroll down a bit to see what else we got. Some of these commons and uncommons surprisingly do have a little bit of demand, like Recommission, Bitter Reunion, Lauren's Escape. And yeah, overall really happy with this box. Helps bring us back to the target goal of making some money while being a gambler. If you like any of these cards, you can check out misogames.com to get them as singles, or we have sealed Pokemon product too as well. And maybe as Magic players, we can learn to be beyond just players and try to start doing some collections too. Because another card I was really satisfied with was the full art foil version of Saheeli. That card was absolutely stunning, and it's only $2. But if this was Pokemon, that'd be way higher since it's such a beautiful card. So if you want playables, we have those, but maybe think about getting some pretty cards you like too. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.